Religious leaders in 10 states say they will begin protecting immigrant families who are facing deportation. One of those involved is Dr. Donna Schaper, a minister in the United Church of Christ here in New York City. She is at the Memorial Church in Greenwich Village. I just saw our opening segment. Now, if the Duca brothers came in to you and said, look, we're in a lot of trouble here. These guys are hunting us down. Are you going to pick them?
So few chambermaids are terrorists that I, as a minister, have to deal with chambermaids and busboys and candle salesmen. They're not going to come in and talk to me.
But wait a minute, you don't know that. I mean, if the Duca brothers are in trouble and ICE is closing in on the Duca brothers, they may come to your church and they may say, listen, doctor, I need some help. Give me sanctuary. They're not going to tell you that they're looking for AK-47s to kill soldiers. But anybody who walks into your church, I mean, are you going to do a background check on them? Are you going to find out who they really are?
We have two families right now that we're trying to help who are unjustly being treated. They might be deported. One is a religious candle salesman. The other is a busboy. They are so unlike the Duca brothers in every way, shape, and form. My interest is in protecting them. I am not capable of resolving the terrorist problem the United States faces.
Okay, so what my point is, though, anybody showing up at your church, you're not going to protect.
Churches are in the business of sinners, not saved.
So you are going to protect anybody who show up?
No, that's ridiculous.
I'm just asking,
open
Doctor.
to all kinds of people. And when we have people come in, I don't find out what their record is or what their past is.
You don't look and find out their background.
I am not of the punishmentalist stripe. I follow Jesus, who said, when I was hungry, you gave me food. When I was naked, you gave me clothes. When I was the stranger, you let me in. Anytime you've done this to the least of these, my brethren, he said, you have done it to me.
I know the passage, too. I'm a Christian just like you are.
Passage.
But aren't you contributing to the anarchy that we have in this country? What you just saw.
By following Jesus?
No. By saying, look, we're not going to check anybody out who comes to our church. We're going to help everybody. It could be the Duca brothers. Know what they're capable of doing. You see, when you're putting yourself in a position of being compassionate and following the word of Christ, although you're not following render to Caesar, you're certainly not doing that, and you're being selective in the sense that you're saying, look, compassion then becomes more important than the law. Compassion becomes more important than the law, so you're contributing to anarchy in the country.
Compassion is the law of God.
It's the law of God. Okay, so you're putting the law of God over American immigration law. You're not rendering to Caesar.
Of course.
You're not rendering to Caesar.
What choice would I have if a man with 4 children comes to me and says, I'm about to be deported, and my son, every time I have to go in for my monthly thing, his asthma gets worse.
Here's what I would do. And it's a legitimate question. Here's what I would do if I were you. If that man came to me, I would get him a lawyer, paid for by church funds, an immigration lawyer. I would get him a home. Someplace to stay with his family.
He has a home.
And then I would have the lawyer adjudicate the case through legal means, but I would check him out.
You know, you just told me exactly what the new sanctuary movement is doing. That is what we're doing. We just sent out 100 letters on behalf of this family to the appropriate officials.
You bet.
We are working
through
with
the
his
system.
lawyer. We are going all the way through the system.
You go through the system, and I have no problem.
You and I both understand that not everybody has advocates to get through the system. When you call the system chaotic, we happen to agree there. It is very chaotic.
Well, the only thing you can do is provide. There are plenty of pro bono lawyers in this town. You know them. We've had them on the air. You can get them, but you can't defy. If ICE decides that this family, for whatever reason, does not deserve to stay here, you, as a religious person, cannot defy that and still follow Jesus' render to Caesar.
So you think, well, that Jesus' rendering to Caesar is very minor compared to the golden rule, which is very major.
Well, that's a decision you're making.
It is a theological decision which it is my job to make, and it is my
that's the conscientious objector argument as well.
It also applies to the Underground Railroad. The slaves were breaking the law when they came north. It applies to the Civil Rights Movement. People broke laws that were unjust and sat in. It applies to whether women should have voted in 1918. All laws.
Okay, I got it, and it's a good point. Last question real quick. Would you prevent people from coming to the United States with a wall National Guard? Would you do that?
No.
Okay, so you're an open border person. Doctor, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it.